I'm gonna go local. How did I get that trophy? Oh, maybe it's because I did something with the tiger thing or whatnot. I don't know. Hey, it's a cave here with some more judgment. In the last one, I was working on some of the friends. One of the friends gave me a big old task to do of recovering all the QR codes, so I have been trying to do that as I walk back towards Yakumi's office to start more of the story, because I know I unlocked the side friend. However, the biggest problem with the side friend is I can't, or with the side, with the friend. Okay, so I unlocked the friend with the paintings, and he unlocked my side case bar requirement for a lot of things, but I can't do much with it purely because, oh, it's on the popo, or on the back of the popo. So purely because I can't do much. I don't know. It's just, I can't do, I'm working on one friend. I can work on more, but it's definitely a grind for a bit with the propeller dude, or the drone guy. It's definitely a work for him. And same with the mahjong person. I could work on that more. However, I would like to progress the story because I would like to see more side cases. Oh, most of the Yagumi's areas should be done too. Okay, we are here back at Yagumi's office. We have to review the case. I assume it's going to do a cutscene on me almost automatically, so I had to make sure that I was mostly done with what I needed to do. I got more red peroxine from defeating Honda. And hello.
Yo, welcome back.
Hey there, Yagami-san.
The gang's all here, huh?
How did things go with Hattori-san? Did you learn anything useful?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh. Can I sneak a look at the board? Can I sneak a look at the board? There we can. I don't have... Okay, so I guess there's not very much level 40 other than actually in Genda's office, but I haven't progressed the main story enough. Everything else on the main story-wise, I can't do because I'm either short 5 friends or I'm short all of the friends. So I guess I'll just talk to Hoshino. Hello.
You should go over what Hattori-san told you while everyone's here, Yagami-san. Take a seat.
Take a seat, of course. Can I talk to anyone else? No, they don't want to talk to me unless I actually, like, engage the session. So let's engage the session.
Wait, are you saying there isn't actually anything up with 89?
That's what Hattori said, yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing about Kido not really being involved, though. It's possible Shono's hiding the truth from even him.
Maybe. But first, one term in particular stuck with me from my chat with Hattori-san.
Which is?
Human experimentation.
Go on.
Apparently, 89 is just about ready to be tested on real human subjects.
Well, that's gross. Side effects include bloating, blindness, and death, right?
Knock it off.
Sorry. What's bothering you about that, Yagami-san?
Well, it's just... I've just been thinking... What if all these murders were secretly experimental trials for 89?
You're serious?
What?
If Shono's the one behind all this...
What? You think this guy Shono went out, hired an assassin, and started killing people?
Guess it's a bit of a stretch, huh?
Even if these people were test cases, why would Shono have to murder them? This is a dementia drug, not some kind of chemical weapon.
No, but what if it really did have some kind of crazy side effects, though? Like, they didn't want to kill the people, but they ended up dying anyways.
It was perfectly fine when they tested it on mice, though. If it ended up killing someone, then... Wait a sec.
Yeah, wait a sec is right. We're on the same page here.
What if 89 was completely harmless to mice, but lethal when introduced into the human body?
If that was the case, they'd need to perform a ton of experiments to make sure it was fixed. Which is why they killed all those Kyorei guys.
They tested it on the Kiori first, and then Shintani took the drug. He did seem like he was a little dementia symptomatic in the past cutscenes. I don't know if that's really a thing going on with him though. And then I don't know how to explain the one guy out in the street. Like, that's weird. If Shono needed to silence those Yakuza, he might have resorted to using the mole.
Back it up. If they're testing a drug, wouldn't they want to use it on an actual patient? I mean, it's not like those Kyorei guys all had Alzheimer's or anything.
That's true.
Actually, it says here that they test new drugs on healthy humans as well. They're the control group to make sure the drug is safe.
Yeah, eventually. It wouldn't make any damn sense for him to start on anyone but real patients, though.
But
Just give it a rest. Try taking this seriously for once.
We are taking this seriously.
Says the dumbass kid who keeps spouting tinfoil hat shit about goddamn human experiments.
The only dumbass here is the guy who can't consider all the possible options.
Oh, is that right? Next you're gonna tell me they experimented on old man Waku too. Fucking idiots. What?
That incident 3 years ago at the ADDC. The guy who died, Wakusan. Didn't he have Alzheimer's?
Hey, I think you're onto something.
Huh?
think about it, Kaito-san. Waku-san was an Alzheimer's patient at the center. We know for a fact that Okubo didn't kill him, but they never tracked the real murderer down.
What if the motivation for that murder was a human experiment for 89? I don't know. It's kind of hard to say because there's a lot... Even though he, like, died by choking, I think, or something similar to choking, he was, like, you know, suffocated or whatever. I don't know. It's, like, hard to say.
Alright, cool your fucking jets. That happened 3 years ago. AD9 didn't even exist back then.
True, it was only announced last year. But all the research that went into that paper would have reached way further back.
Huh? Wait, are we really onto something?
It's hard to say for sure, but it's worth looking into at the very least.
Well, who's been even how do we know who's being experimented on? They're not going to release that data right away. All right, keep organizing the information. So we have to talk to everyone, I guess. Y'all can pick a side.
You know, I'm starting to see things a little clearer now.
Okay.
If 89's really what killed Wakusan 3 years ago, the ADDC's finished.
Well, that would help Kajihiro.
Shit would be the scandal of the century.
But wait, why did they kill the other guy though? The vice director. He wasn't necessarily a patient. He was just the guy who was trying to stop it.
I have a few more thoughts about this whole human experimentation theory. Mind if we continue?
Yeah, we could do that. I guess the game gives you a reason to save and quit if you're needing to do that.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, so... let's say Shono did experiment on Waku-san. Why would he do that? They normally do a lot more to ensure a drug is safe before it enters clinical trials. What was his motive for testing it then?
Let me think. Why would Shono have broken protocol and experimented on Waku?
Maybe he wanted to try his groundbreaking new drug on a real live human as soon as possible. If it worked, he'd have the cure. And he'd have it without dealing with all the red tape these things go through. It would have saved him years.
That's possible. I guess
Someone would
Shono
be excited
was
like that.
surrounded by dementia patients. One little test wouldn't be a big deal, and if it succeeded, his drug would save the world. If it meant curing Alzheimer's sooner, he might have been okay accepting the risk.
But instead of doing what it was meant to do, 89 had a horrible side effect. Death. The more I think about it, the more it feels like this is how it all went down.
It's starting to make sense.
But now, even though he knows the risks, he's still experimenting and using the mole to do it. I know this is all just a theory, but the pieces all seem to fit together.
I don't know. It doesn't feel right. I don't think, like, something doesn't feel right about it.
Going down that path, Yagami-san, that means Okubo really was innocent, yeah? But he murdered his girlfriend right after. I mean, that's why he's on death row.
Quit it, Sugiura. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
Alright. New info has been updated. Sweet! Okay, so we're on to something here. I'm sorry if the threat level is back again. It's not normally supposed to be there, but I had to redo something. Okay. None of these gentlemen besides Hoshino has something to say, so let us continue talking.
So, to summarize our theory so far. It all started 3 years ago when Shono accidentally killed a patient during an AD9 test. But those tests are still ongoing. That's why Hamura had all those Kyorei guys killed.
But wait, how would a guy like Shono get wrapped up with Yakuza and assassins? Your run-of-the-mill researcher wouldn't have the cash or connections for that shit.
But what if someone close to him did?
Someone Shono knows who's got Yakuza ties? The hell could that be?
Well, it's definitely not Kajihira because Kajihira is against AD9, so let's save that for later. We don't know much about Kido, but he's supposed to be the one who has the name, so everyone knows his name. He's a possibility, but with the name being the help and the lead, I'm not sure about that. And I'm also not I know for sure Minister Kazumi would have some sort of money connections. And he seems to have been Kajihira's partner at one point. But something made him turn, so perhaps something is there here?
The Minister of Health. Now he's a Kazumi.
You think an active cabinet member is out hooking Shono up with Yakuza? Seriously?
I suppose the minister would have enough power. But I'm not sure he has the motive. Especially not for such a risky move.
Who else do we have then?
Someone who could get Hamura and Shono in touch. Huh.
Okay, it definitely has to be Kido. It doesn't make sense for Kajihira to do it. And I forgot, it actually doesn't make sense because if these two were together, there's no way Yakuza ties would necessarily be there.
Ryusuke Kido, director of the ADDC.
Oh, I see what you mean. Kido would have access to ADDC funding. There's even been talk of him having ties to the Yakuza somehow, right?
Since when?
I think you've cracked it, Yagami-san. It had to be Kido.
I don't know if that's really true.
Why?
Think back to the '89 press conference. You remember the look on Kido's face? He was so proud, innocent even. But if he knew about all this human experiment shit, no way he'd look like that.
Kid's got a point.
Then maybe he was only told about the experiments after the conference took place. That would still make sense, right? First, Shono gets Kido to sign off on the '89 paper and publicly gives him all the credit. Thrilled about the possibilities, Kido proudly presents the research at that press conference. There's no turning back after that, even if he found out about the experiments. That's probably how Shono got Kido on his side. He then used Kido's funding and connections to bring in Hamura and the Mole. It feels like all the pieces are falling into place.
That means Kido's not actually the one in charge.
Right. Shono is behind everything.
Let's say you're right. When did Shono start using this guy? When was the mole's first murder?
First time Shono actually used an assassin would have to be 6 months ago when Hashiki died, 3 years ago when Waku died, or when he started at Kiori Yakuza. I think they said the Kiori Yakuza were first before Hashiki, But it definitely wasn't on Waku. Waku was something different.
When those Kyorei guys started getting their eyes gouged out, that would make the most sense.
Well, that's pretty damn recent.
What about Hashki's death, then? Shono has an alibi for the night Hashki was beat to death. If he didn't hire somebody to do it, maybe it really was just a random passerby.
No, that doesn't fit with the rest of the story. Hashki inching closer to the truth about 89 was a serious problem for Shono. So, Shono hired someone to off him.
The man in the black raincoat. He's the mole? Oh, that must have been his first job, huh?
Yeah, only the best of the best assassins have
Oh,
the skill to do what
it
they did to
corrected
Hashki.
me.
Can't argue with that.
Who knows how close Hashki was to finding out about the human experimentation before he died.
Yeah, and if he had, that would have been the end of the line for Shono. Seems like a plausible motive to me.
So what, everything just makes sense? I don't know.
Looks like Sugiura still totally isn't on board.
If you have something to say it.
I mean, this is still just a theory, right? It all sounds almost too convenient.
What do you mean?
If Shono killed Waku-san at the ADDC 3 years ago, then Okubo, the primary suspect in the case, would be totally in the clear.
Yep. Already proved that in court, remember?
But Okubo, he killed his girlfriend right after. He stabbed her over and over. Even set the place on fire. Reeked of booze, too, even though he was supposed to be dry. Defend him all you want, but the guy's a murderer. That's why the whole thing was such a big deal. Everyone realized the court made a mistake.
Man, he's really
Took the death
pushing
of an
that.
innocent girl for them to realize that Okubo probably did it after all. Yet here you are, claiming the court got it right, claiming Okubo's innocent. But you just don't want to feel responsible for Emi Terasawa's death. That's it, isn't it?
Enough, Sugiura! You're way out of line, and you don't know shit!
Look, I know I get swept up in my emotions pretty easily sometimes. All the same, I'm trying to be fair here.
Are you?
So if we want to treat Yagami-san's theory like it's the truth, then we'll have to figure out whether or not Okubo is innocent. If he actually killed Waku-san.
And how are you suggesting we do that?
It's simple. We just go to Okubo and ask if he did it.
You want to talk to him face to face? Meeting with a death row inmate isn't that easy.
A lawyer like you should have no problem setting that up, right?
Shinpei Okubo is still in jail. I could meet him, but
He can't stand me, though. From day one, Okubo insisted he was innocent, that he didn't kill Emi. But I abandoned him. Told him he'd be better off just giving up.
Fine. But that's a pretty weak excuse for not going to talk to him now. If you really want to pursue this case, you don't have a choice, Yagami-san.
Well,
Hoshino-kun,
Yes?
let's go talk to Okubo. Think you can arrange that for me?
I can try. Let me get in touch with the prison.
Thanks. I'll be at Genda's if you want to find me. Looking over the old case files.
All right.
Alright, we kept organizing the information. Alright. Alright, so we basically have to go back to the Genda Law Office. Oh. Yeah, you worry about that and whatnot. Also, because of where I saved last before I had something freak out on me, I am a bit behind on some of the progress. I tried to catch it up, but I didn't want to spend a lot of time. So for sure, all the QR codes are going to be gotten off screen before I talk to this guy again. And I have to redo her off screen too. Okay, cool. I did get the... Oh my gosh. This is going to bother me every time. I did get the other things though. I took it too early. Cool. Yeah, that's why the numbers are off a little bit. Because I had to reset some things, and when I didn't save correctly, so that's the reason why. Okay, cool. I don't think, something tells me that I don't think the thing will happen. In Genda's law office, I don't think I can talk to Saori and get that thing still. I'll probably have to wait till the next chapter. Somehow this will take me back into the past again. I am betting on that. Oh. Hello?
Oh, Yagami. You need something?
Mind if I look over a case file? The ADDC one from 3 years ago. I'm seeing Okubo soon.
Huh? What do you mean you're seeing Okubo?
Hold on. I'll go pull the documents up.
Thanks, Saori-san.
I also caught them up to speed on what we were thinking.
How's it going, Yagami-san?
Oh, not bad. What do you have there?
The files for Emi Terasawa's case. I thought they might be useful too.
Well,
Yagami-san, I think you should look them over if you're going to talk to Okubo. If you really don't need them, just leave them here. I'll put everything back later.
I think we should look over them, Yagami. Because I don't know. I really don't. It would be very helpful. Alright, we have to investigate the Terasawa case. And... wow, I'm surprised Saori is like, yeah, you could take a job if you need to. What? Is it progressed enough now? No. Yes, it does. The second infidelity. Oh, dear Lord. Okay, I'll accept the case. Do your best out there. I'll be honest. I'll be very honest. I'd rather look this over first. Never mind. You know what? We're off on the side quest land. It allowed us. We're gonna do it, and I'd rather do most of the side quest stuff first, even though I have to redo a bunch of these stupid QR codes again. Where is it that it wants to meet? It wanted me to meet another infidelity investigation down there. I'll make my way back down there. Okay, I'm back at Yagami's office. Well, just about at Yagami's office. We have to go in here and start the next infidelity. Excuse me, it's me, Megumi Hashimoto. Hashimoto-san, I've been expecting you. Please, have a seat. You mentioned how you wanted to investigate your husband on a possible infidelity. Do you have a reason to suspect him? Yes. It's not a first-hand account, but I'm told he's been seen walking around with another woman holding her hand. And would you say this witness is reliable? Not with absolute certainty, no. But lately it feels like my husband has been kind of cold and distant. So even if this is just a nasty rumor, I can't help but feel that like I need to find out the truth. I guess that's understandable. And according to your request, you had another PI look into this as well. Yes, his name is Suguro Oka. He runs the Oka Detective Agency. Suguro Oka? I never heard of the guy. And this is Oka-san. And this Oka-san, he told you found no evidence of infidelity on your husband? Yes, but something about it doesn't feel right. Oh, why's that? Sorry. It's just my gut feeling telling me that, really. That's why I wanted to see a second opinion. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I have to be certain. I understand. And do you have any pictures of your husband? I'll need to be able to identify him. Certainly. His name is Takafumi Hashimoto. Okay, a guy with a dot on the forehead. Cool. Can I ask what he does for a living? He owns a real estate company here at Kamurocho. So he owns his own company. If he's successful, he's got money to burn. Okay. Considering all that, will you accept Yakuza-san? Yes, I will. But there's one thing. I'm happy to give you my perspective on this, but you have to know, it could very well turn into turn out just like last time. Is that something you could accept? Yes. If it's the truth, I'll accept it. Great. It'll cost you 80,000 yen. Will that work for you? Of course. I just want to find out the truth and put this behind me, one way or another. Not sure why I would want to turn up anything the last guy didn't, but I guess it's sometimes the results need to be confirmed. Way of the detective. My husband's real estate company is called Kikuchi Real Estate on East Shichifuku Street. Thank you, Yagabe-san. Alright, while we're the way up there, we're going to look for QR codes. Alright. No time like the present. Oh, okay. This is where Megumi Hashimoto's husband works. I'm guessing he'll head home soon, so I just have to wait him out. Yeah, it seems like him. At least we got a picture this time, and instead of being assumed. That's my mark, Takafumi Hashimoto. Alright, let's see where he's going. Oh, shoot. I may have to continue this tailing mission in the next episode.